How do you rebuild your self-identity and confidence post-separation or post-divorce? That's an important question to ask and answer in advance. Here's the reason why. I was married 20 years, put my all into my marriage. Unfortunately, it came to an end after 20 years. The question about self-identity and confidence for you as a solid man who gave you absolute best is extremely important because, like myself, you invested your all into your family. Therefore, your family was integral part of your identity. How do you make that adjustment? I slid into what I'm going to share with you not to do. That is, start casually dating. I didn't start casually dating for 2 full years, almost 3 years, as I was going through the process of divorce. It took me 8 years to finalize my divorce because I was wanting to be good and gracious with my ex-wife and have an amicable divorce. The more that I did that, the more I was taken advantage of, and the more I viewed the great qualities that I had during the marriage as a man as weaknesses, and I dismissed them. As a result of casually dating, getting to the point of casually dating, I became emotionally distant, and because of having the difficult time of trying to get divorced, became bitter and angry. And here are the two elements of your self-identity and your confidence. Your identity is made up of 3 elements: your ideals, your values, your beliefs. Ideals and beliefs are at risk when you go through the process of divorce, because your ideal was to stay married. Your belief was when you gave your word, you kept it. That is now disrupted. Those are the 2 that you have to pay attention to. Maintaining your values. Your beliefs will change. Your beliefs about women will change. Your ideals about women will change. You'll notice things about women that you didn't notice before because you gave them all type of credit. That's going to change. Don't fight it, because there are still going to be solid, good women out there, but your perception of who women are, their nature, it's going to change. If you try to avoid recognizing the reality as it is, you end up attracting the same type of person that you just step away from. You'll be playing the same movie with a different actor because we are insistent on being naive. So I want to focus you on your values. Allow your ideals to adjust, allow your beliefs to adjust, but allow your values to guide it. The values that you have as a solid person, the values you have as a father, the values that you have when you decide to commit to someone, so that you elevate your standard and make sure you attract somebody that deserves you this time. How do you adjust your confidence? Our confidence is based on our ability to do things as men, our ability to execute as men, our ability to tell ourselves we're going to do something and then do what we say. Confidence is a self-regulated quality. So keep your word to yourself. If you say you're going to do something, do what you say. If you don't want to do something, say you don't want to do it. Have your own integrity. Be direct and communicating with other people. You will build and maintain your confidence. And as time passes, as long as you stay the solid person that most everyone knows you to be, you'll begin to attract the type of people in your circle that will show you clearly that you are who you think you are as a solid person. You won't discard great qualities because someone else took advantage of them. Here's the reason why. As I mentioned in another video I did, you will attract a genuinely good woman to your space. It's guaranteed, don't doubt it. If you are a solid guy, you're going to attract her. If you're not ready, if the great qualities you've dismissed them, if you're arguing with your ex, you're doing things against your own identity, against your own values. You will become a hurt person that will hurt someone that deserves your best. One of the most painful experiences that I had is that after a few years, I met someone in May of 2013. I separated in 2010, met her in May of 2013. She was from Mexico. And she treated me so well, I did not even know that a woman like that existed. Wasn't accustomed to it at all. And after several years, when I moved back to Atlanta, I just could not get myself in flow. And I knew I loved her. And being in a mental space, if you don't hold on to your values, you slide into, as an achiever, what I call mental illness for achievers, where you're lost. You're not clear about anything. Can't make a decision about a woman, therefore you cannot make a decision about your money, therefore you cannot make a decision about your future. What I'm sharing with you is so you avoid that. Your ideals and your beliefs, don't try to hold on to them. They will change because you're not in the same situation. But the values, the core of who you are, the spiritual man of who you are, the giver, the work ethic, the father, your values, hold on to them. Because as your ideals adjust, as your beliefs adjust, your values will keep you clear. And you'll attract the person for you based on your values. And then your ex will then wish she had you back. Because we always want what's unavailable, human nature, or hard to obtain. When you step away, then the person's going to want you. Leave that alone. Stay the solid person you've always been. That is how you protect your self-identity. If you can't find an accountability partner, get deep into personal development. Your identity, your confidence. Here's a question. It's called the Dan Sullivan question. It's a book called the Dan Sullivan question. If we were having this conversation 3 years from now, you were looking back on those 3 years. What has to have happened, either personally or professionally, for you to feel happy with the results? Ask that question. You'll be amazed how clear you can determine whether you are. You can also be amazed about whether the answer is based on your ideals, what you believed, or your values. Here's an expression I want to share with you. A realist is an idealist that went through the fire and was refined. A pessimist is an idealist that went through the fire and was burned. Both go through the fire. Become a realist. Recognize what your value, your gifts, your talents are that you have to contribute. Also recognize that most women, if you're a solid guy, most women don't deserve you. Most of them don't deserve you. And if you recognize that, it's not a distaste that you develop for women, it's your ability to attract the right one and see whether the right one is in your space. That's the thought I want to share with you. Been through absolute hell, take it from me. Don't go through what I went through. It took me 2 years to forgive myself for losing someone who loved me unconditionally, but at the time, because I allowed myself to slide south, I was no longer safe to love. Don't let that happen to you. Pay attention to what I just shared with you, apply it. It'll make a world of difference because you deserve the absolute best because you've worked for it. I want to wish you all the blessings and success you deserve.